time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
Expressed by the hosts, their guests, callers, and advisors on Eye of the Nation are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Eye of the Nation is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Eye of the Nation is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2026. All rights are reserved.
Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Eye on the Nation. I'm Leland Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown.
Yeah, and Sandy Brown is a Negro that Jesus died for, that I think every now and again, Jesus has asked the Father, Father, you think I really had to die for these Negroes?
Let me tell you something. Anyway, I wanted to say this. You know, usually it's our rant period, but this is not a rant. I finally met...
You've been spying on me.
This is a shirt that you would wear, but you would wear this shirt with like
your shirt
a colorful...
My shirt, and I want to tell you,
we kind of
I got ready before.
Oh, wow, we are matching today.
That's how I know she's spying on me.
That's crazy. I have a shirt.
I want to say that I'm in fear for my life.
I have another shirt in the car I could absolutely change.
Okay.
You know, the people are saying stuff about us, so. Yeah. In any event, what I did want to say is I finally got an opportunity to meet the F&M's candidate for my area, Kalani, Michaela Barnett Ellis. I had met her team before. They caught me, but she caught me yesterday as I turned through my corner. She was there herself with a tent in one of the vacant lots that's through our corner. And I spoke to her, and she gave me some paraphernalia.
Okay, so you ready to go for the next F&M rally?
Well, that's what she said. She said, you could ready us to the next rally now. Come on now, you know I can't.
Let me see your pom-pom shake.
She gave me a pom-pom. She gave me a really nice shirt. They have like good golf shirts.
Okay.
Like not them little cotton t-shirt boys. Like good golf shirts she gave me. And then she gave me this, which I thought was so cute.
Right.
It's a little notepad I wanted to show everybody, and it says Kalani Matters.
Right.
And you know, it has little...
It has pages in it.
It has pages. I just thought it was so cute.
You should write down all of your Kalani
all of my Kalani concerns, because
Yeah.
Kalani does matter. And I wanted to say that because people like you feel like we don't have concerns.
Right.
And Kalani matters. So thank you for this. You know, I easily bought now. That's what the people say.
Not can't be, because you ain't going to pick up this one ring device yet.
Jeez, I keep forgetting to get this. Minister did offer me the ring belt. What you call it?
Let you know, I think you still got them in the bag. I would happily take a ring device over this.
In any event, and I did get to speak to her, and she's a very intelligent lady, and we talked about some of the concerns that we had in the area.
What were your chief among your concerns was what?
The golf course, and I've said that before, the golf course that's in the back there.
You know, normal people don't have golf course problems, right?
And then the other problem, which is a recent problem that happened, is I think a lot of communities are experiencing this too. People are Airbnb-ing their homes, and there's one particular home in our area that's being Airbnb'd just for functions, right? And it's a community, and the parking area in the house is like 2 or 3 cars. So now you coming home at night and the whole community is just filled with cars. And because it's such a quiet and small area in the back there, everything the DJ say you could hear. Yeah. The other night, I swear we had to put like earmuffs on my nephew ears. The DJ was saying, open up your, and do this. And we was like, we could hear it.
Michaela, she's gonna need some soundproof PGT glass.
And the
probably
people
could get
call the
that from
police.
Dr. MacGyver.
The people call the police, and then the police went there, but it didn't shut down the party. And then the DJ say
they
he gonna
can't.
keep going.
Yeah.
Because now y'all done call the police on me. Because we could, honestly.
Yeah.
So those are some of the concerns that we had. I mean, that may not be big concerns for people like you who feel like our concerns don't matter. But I
you make sure you
appreciate
write it
Michaela letting me
right
know
in your
that
little book.
Kalani matters. And when I said it to her, she said, yeah, those are two of the main concerns that people were
Yeah.
having. Through that area, at least. You know?
So, Michaela, all you have to do is
Kalani matters.
petition one of your donors to just donate PGT high impact windows to all of the residents. And this is a small fix. And everybody.
No, that's not a small fix. Like, honestly, I don't have a problem with people
don't want the PGT
Airbnb in their homes and making extra money, but I do think that you have to be very mindful of the communities that you live into.
Maybe they could have those, what you call those, little headphone bodies.
Our community is like a real, like, homey, quiet community. Like, you could hear a pin drop. Now you have these DJs and all kind of other stuff.
It's
so, like,
perfect. It's perfect for what
no,
you're
like,
doing.
after 11, 12 o'clock, I think you should turn your music down. In those kinds of areas. Isn't that like the law? Isn't there a law that you have to turn your music down after a certain time?
We will review our review of this revision and we will get back to you on it.
But anyway, I just wanted to say I finally met her and I appreciate that. So I think I've officially met all. No, I haven't met
Dr. MacGyver?
Dr. MacGyver yet. She's the only one I haven't met. And no one from her team has come around yet either.
Dr. MacGyver, I can tell you where she lives. She lives right through the corner past
boy.
the thing. I trying to get Dr. MacGyver.
I don't need nobody else to come. I'm good. But we have a fun show for you guys.
She like pom-pom.
And we have things today.
All kind. All kind.
Eye on the Nation will be back right after these messages.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
It used to be when one line faulted, the whole neighborhood went dark. Now, this device sends a pulse, finds the problem, and reroutes power so more homes stay connected. Upgrades like this one are reducing outages and transforming our grid, making it stronger and smarter. That means more reliable power, lower operating costs, and lower bills. Instead of short-term patches or temporary fixes, we're building a modern new grid.
Bring your brand into focus and make your impact on the nation. Go all in with the Impact Bundle, featuring live liners and an in-studio interview. Prefer targeted reach? Audio plus digital delivers radio and digital placements. Or be seen with our television bundle with 20 TV ads across broadcast and streaming. Call 4-666-173. Eye on the Nation.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Eye on the Nation. I'm Levan Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown. So we have a fun-filled show for you guys. We do realize that we were a bit unfair yesterday and we didn't get to do any of the Family Island declarations.
All right.
And so we're going to try and do some of the Family Island ones for you guys today, for those who are interested. We do have a special guest coming on at 4:30 as well. We also have a rundown of the PLP's, what you call it? Rally. Sorry.
Which I understand was a big to-do month.
Listen, we're gonna come to that when we come to that, all right? But first we're gonna get to what we couldn't get to yesterday because it was just, y'all were more interested in the declarations than anything else that we had to say. So some of the stuff that we missed from yesterday, we're going to get into, and then we're going to finish.
Right.
All right. But before we do all of that, don't forget that with Canoe, Bahamian businesses can access their funds right at home, enjoy faster payouts, process payments 24/7, and move money at your convenience. So Bahamian business owners can accept payments online with Canoe, explore Canoe's API and invoicing features to get paid locally and internationally. Canoe is a Bahamian fintech helping local merchants accept payments fast and easy. Canoe empowers entrepreneurs to get paid quickly and grow.
For all your everyday needs, choose Canoe.
He really feel like he's doing something when he say that one little line.
Of course.
Anyway, we have some news for y'all, but we ain't gonna tell y'all today. We can tell y'all a little later after we already iron things out.
That
it's
won't
something
trigger
that
the anxiety.
Yeah, I know. I love triggering people anxiety, and I hate when people do it to me. But it's something that you guys have been asking us about. Is that enough to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
people have been asking,
Yeah.
and so we have some news in reference to something that you guys have been asking us.
Because we are
about.
in the delivery business.
And we love to do what y'all ask us to do.
Because why else would we be here?
All right. So before we get into all of that, the Free National Movement had a press conference yesterday about, I think, what they call election integrity and some of the questions that they had surrounding the election. I'm trying to find a way to say this as nice as possible. But I honestly feel like they had a press conference because Lincoln had a live.
Of course.
And
You were looking for a nice way to say that?
No, that was the nice way of me saying it.
Because that's exactly the reason. Lincoln stole their thunder.
Right.
Lincoln has been stealing their thunder. I actually think that Lincoln might actually outperform the best performance of the DNA. And I think that that is going to end cataclysmically for Tingham them.
Well, I guess we'll see. Anyway, they had a press conference, and pretty much everything that was said in the press conference is things that they've said before. It was pretty much nothing new. I don't understand why they had a press conference to repeat the things that they'd said before.
Also, why is your whole press conference centered around the fact that you are going to ask the Americans to come and look at us as if the President of America hasn't, in his own words, say that they have had rigged elections in America? I don't understand why would I be so fascinated about the Americans watching me.
But not only that, it's also the fact that we know that every election we do have people that come and monitor. That's
Agreed.
something that Pintard would know as someone who has been involved in an election before.
Right.
So the fact that we're going to have people here monitoring is nothing new.
Correct. But my exact point is, I think he talked about, we've asked the Americans. Nobody gives a flying frisbee if the Americans watch the Americans can't guarantee me. Do you remember that's what the whole Capitol building thing was about? Because the Americans thought the election was rigged?
Hey, I still waiting on my visa.
No, I'm just that's like, you know, when you was in school, there was like a hip boy, and now we are adults, and somebody tell you, Jeffrey could be there. Who cares?
Well, I guess what they're saying is it will be, in the F&M's defense, I assume what they are saying is as long as there is international pressure or people from other countries coming to watch, that there's a lower chance that we'll be able to cheat or rig
invite
the
King
election.
Charles then. Invite King Charles. Yeah, then let's do that. This is much ado about nothing.
But that wasn't the only thing that came out of it.
Sure.
In them saying that they wrote a letter, but they also was calling for the resignation of the parliamentary commissioner.
Which
or for him to
election
be
from
fired.
2012 to now has every member of the opposition, they call for Hall's resignation, they call for Lovato Duncanson's resignation, they call for all this is opposition antics.
And I cannot blame them, honestly. I feel like they should have had a press conference. Should it have been about that? Because it was things that were said before. Because I feel like Lincoln said stuff and made the news, and so it's like now we are actually opposition. So now we have to say something. So I don't blame them for wanting to make the news because now is the time to be seen.
Sure.
But I don't know if that was
But you got to come in the news with something. So here's the deal. While making the news is important, right? You shouldn't come to the news until you got something. Because if you come to the news and don't have something, you're going to make yourself a soft target for reporters to, while you are sitting there, ask you about this ridiculous book that you authored, which is what the press conference turned into.
Yeah.
You don't take pressure well. So the minute I see the skin in the middle of your forehead get tight, I know we got you. And then you start hurling insults at the same people that you, it's gonna end in a quagmire.
Can we play the story? Let's play the story so the audience can hear it.
You say Xavier better than Latrado.
I never said that. I said Xavier
But that's
was the
what advising
FNMs.
them.
Can we play? You must make up your own stuff.
I tell you, he even ain't got no thing.
Meantime, the Free National Movement calling into question the integrity of the next general election. They're citing serious concern about the voters register and what they call inconsistent application registration rules. The party leader even calling for the removal of public servants involved in this electoral process. Devontae Hanna is on the story tonight.
We warned this government formally, publicly, and repeatedly that the integrity of our voter register was under threat.
Tonight, the Free National Movement is taking matters into their own hands, launching Save Our Sovereignty, a national campaign aimed at addressing alleged identity fraud and ensuring a safe and lawful election.
I can't think of another time in recent history since 1992 that we have had so many instances of varied acts of corruption as it relates to Bahamian identification cards or voter registration cards. And so I think under Davis, this is unprecedented in recent Bahamian.
Addressing a crowd of FNM supporters at a press conference today, Pintard raising serious concerns about reports of foreign nationals obtaining government-issued Bahamian documents. The latest, Pintard says, came this weekend.
A foreign national was found to be in possession of 2 Bahamian voters' cards. One issued for the constituency of Angliston and the other issued for the constituency of Southern Shores.
Those matters, he says, have been reported to the relevant authorities, including the Parliamentary Registration Department, but Pintard claims nothing came out of it. For this reason, he is calling for the removal of the Commissioner Harrison Thompson, and to further protect the electoral process, he added Golden Isles by-election returning officer Neil Campbell to that list.
Public confidence in the machinery of our democracy cannot be rebuilt while the officials presiding over it failed over and over, despite documented failures.
The now Pintard-led FNM has been flagging these issues from 2022 and even turning advanced poll day during the November by-election into a showdown between officials and supporters. The Prime Minister has previously stated that a reported case of fraudulent documents was an isolated issue, but the Passport Office later revealed it had investigated nearly 100 cases days later. To this end, the party says it engaged the United Nations and the United States Embassy in the Bahamas for election observation support. So far, Pintard says they've gotten it. This as the Organization of American States revealed it has reached an agreement to do the same for a 4th time.
We do not take this step lightly. We take it because the record of this administration on passports, on citizenship, on voters register, and on the silence of institutions sworn to protect the Bahamian people have made it necessary.
And there's been no updates on those investigations, but the Free National Movement says it will continue this level of advocacy along the campaign trail, and they will commit to doing the work if elected into office after the May 12 general elections.
If we get Harrison Thompson to resign now, right? How will that change?
It's not Harrison Thompson, is it?
Isn't that his name? What is the name of the Parliamentary Commissioner?
I think it is. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah. What will that change about the investigation? If we get Neil Campbell, and you'll stop attacking that good, decent, upstanding public servant. Well, Neil Campbell is a decent, upstanding public servant.
I think we had a response from him.
Right, but I want to say this because, they say they've handed it over to the authorities. Have the authorities brought you back any findings as yet?
No.
So what are we talking about?
I could understand if they were saying that these things were handed over and there was no investigation. The Passport Office already say there's been investigation.
Yes.
Everybody, the police already say that they're investigating.
Right.
The Minister of National Security already say they're investigating.
But Mikey Wrong sound like he want to go to the woman's house and duct tape her and throw her on the back of a truck and a utility truck nonetheless, and water bought her out on there in a Clifton Pier. She tell us where she. If the people are investigating, what, pray tell, else should we be doing?
People are investigating, and people have gone before the courts. So I do think that there needs to be a deeper investigation. I don't know how far the investigation has gone, right?
Sure.
But I do know that they had the initial concerns about the passport and the fake cards. I have been saying, we need to arrest other people from other.
We have.
There's been one person, I think, from NIB.
And two from the Parliamentary Registration Department. Remember the girl
and she snitched, right? And she gone back and she say, as soon as the woman got caught, she say, hey. And she snitched. Yeah, and she snitched. I do remember that.
So what are they calling for? Is Harrison Thompson obstructing the police from arresting these people?
No.
No. When the police come and say, Blackie in the back there, come go with the police, son. Did Harrison Thompson say, no, don't take him, he's my best waker? No. So what do they want from Harrison Thompson?
I think what they're doing is just being opposition, and that is, and being in opposition, they have to be seen, and they have to be seen to be doing things. And immigration is a big hot button issue in this election specifically.
Sure.
So they have to keep relevant, and keeping relevant means they have to continue to keep immigration in the forefront of Bahamians' minds.
Fine.
And that is why they had the press conference.
But your claims cannot be vacuous.
Okay.
You cannot just have a bunch of gaping claims. That wouldn't benefit your cause.
But we have responses from people, so let's play some of the responses.
A decent meal.
Surprising to me because I'm a returning officer for the general elections. I don't know where they got that particular information. And so you start to believe as a public officer that you're being picked on, and it begs now to find out if things were to change, what would happen to me if I'm already a target now? I mean, you're picking at things that don't even exist. How am I to believe my training at the same time as a man after so much times somebody coming after you that way? I mean, what are you led to believe, and how should you react? Something must be put in place to protect public officers. If there's some fact to what he's saying, I would ask him to produce it. Something that I may have done or I'm presently doing, but all permanent secretaries are selected the same manner. We have where permanent secretaries were appointed under other administrations who are still in place. I'm appointed during this time.
I mean, in this whole permanent secretary.
Anyway, he's basically saying that
I'm a returning officer.
But not only that, but something that he said is something I think Brave also said in the House when this whole thing first started going, is that public officers feel like they're being targeted and attacked, and they feel like they are not able to do their jobs, or they're not protected, because if the FNM was to come in, or the COI was to come in, then they feel like they would be fired. That there's no protections for them.
Claim goes even further. What Neil is saying is the man say he want me removed as a returning officer.
And I'm even
a returning officer. You have to be targeting me now. Either that or you bring your notes from the by-election.
Yeah, they had the wrong person.
He said, I've been in the Ministry of Agriculture. I wasn't even there. What you talking about? No, but see, again, your claims cannot just be vacuous. You can't just be pulling these things out of the air, especially if you are doing them in the name. Think about this. How could you be levying a claim for accountability, transparency, and right doing when you ain't right doing?
Okay, so we have, because it's almost time for us to take a break and our guests to come, so we have another response. This one is from Latre, and I think this one is in relation to the election observers.
Sure.
Okay, so let's.
Raming says it's all political mischief by the Free National Movement. Raming said that the Free National Movement is trying to voice concerns that the PLP brought up while in opposition and addressed once coming into office, this regarding parliamentary registration.
The PLP will continue to support a clean register, lawful review, and proper due process. Where names must be examined, the law provides a path. Where corrections must be made, the law provides a path. Where concerns are raised, the law provides a path. That is the difference between serious leadership and political games. The F&M is trying to make a standard administrative process look sinister. The country should see this for what it is, an effort to weaken the confidence in the public institutions and to bully civil servants in the middle of their lawful duties. The Bahamian people deserve calm, fairness, and respect for their democratic process. They also deserve better than fear, noise, and manufactured outrage.
And you see, Latre use it. This is why Latre is so much better than Tingham.
Latre asked them to get you a bigger, safer Brave shirt. That little type.
Does seeing his nipples make you nervous?
It can't concentrate. Just ask him to get a bigger
t-shirt. Latre, put a t-shirt on.
Just get a bigger, safer Brave shirt. That's all.
He wants to look slim. Listen to what I'm saying to you, though. You notice that he very, very methodically used the word bullying, right? Because this is the masterfulness of having a Latre on your team. Latre understands that that is...
something.
Huh? No, I just trying to tell you, these other fellas, they lost.
Anyway,
they're like a rudderless ship over there. You notice that on their campaign trail, the one fella that's been making news, you know, the one that is spaz out and cry for no reason, no one touch him? What is his talking point been over the last 2 weeks? Oh, they bullying me. Isn't it funny that the team that claims that bullying is happening to them is here harassing a whole permanent secretary? For nothing? That sound like bullying to you?
In any event, we got to take a break. That's what I was going to say. We got to take a break. We'll be back. We do have a special guest coming on at 4:30, and then we have...
them got one job they want me have over there. You all need some help?
We'll be back right after this.
You don't want a job,
Dang, I am me.
We'll be back.
Eye on the Nation will be back right after these messages.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Bring your brand into focus and make your impact on the nation. Go all in with the Impact Bundle, featuring live liners and an in-studio interview. Prefer targeted reach? Audio plus digital delivers radio and digital placements. Or be seen with our television bundle with 20 TV ads across broadcast and streaming. Call 4-666-173. Eye on the Nation.
Spice it up with what we got.
time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck!
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Eye on the Nation. I'm Levin Miller.
And I'm Sandy Brown.
And we're joined by
Delton Fernander. Privileged to be here with you.
Oh, I didn't introduce him because I thought that you were going to do the whole thing that you did when you walked in here.
Delton Fernander, and I was going to say.
No, I know.
High school principal.
I gotta say, I know that you claimed him. Y'all should have seen. As soon as he's like, I just wanted to let y'all know.
Yes.
So I know that he, so I just wanted you to do it.
Yeah, so he's my high school teacher.
Okay.
He's pastor of New Destiny Baptist Church. He's president of the Christian Council, president of the Baptist Convention, and chaplain of the Royal Bahamas Event was.
Thank you.
And he still happens to be just one man. I don't know.
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff. But thank you for taking the time to come on.
It's a joy. It's really a privilege to be here with both of you.
Oh, thank you. He was just telling us how he's been following our careers for a long time, and he's just disappointed that I chose to work with Levin.
It's the highlight of a career, Bishop.
I won't get in between you.
So there's a lot that's been happening.
Yes.
I think it's a decade or almost a decade at the helm of the Christian Council. Yeah. You've become pretty much synonymous as the face and the voice of God and of the church here in the Bahamas. Closing that chapter, well, I thought would be the close of chapters, but we see that almost immediately there's a new chapter opening. But what does sunsetting that chapter mean, not only in the life of Delton Fernander, but also, just the trajectory for the Christian church here in the Bahamas?
It has been my singular pleasure to serve. I believe service is what we pay to God for Him allowing us to have room here on the earth. Mm-hmm. And I've often told people there's no pay for the Christian Council. Mm-hmm. It is really, really service to country. And so I took the responsibility 9 years ago, really asked as a young whippersnapper. Mm-hmm. It shows really that the council had trust in what the future of the council would look like. Mm-hmm. And they were able to, a few of us, call us closer to the organization and be a part of the development of the country. It wasn't until I got in the rooms that I realized how important preparation and the necessity of preachers being better prepared to deal with matters that we needed preachers, not just in seminary training, mm-hmm. but needed preachers from different backgrounds, different spaces. And I hope that during my tenure I would have shown that there are very few people in the world that know that we had careers other than preaching. Right. You all are the few people in the world. Mm-hmm. I was lamented many stages. I remember, I give you a joke, I was being lamented. They say, they get these honorary degrees and mm-hmm. that kind of stuff. And one of your DJ classmates, he was like, he's like, no. Yeah, he's like, you could go and beat up on another preacher. But that's
not this one.
That's my maths teacher.
Yeah.
He said, you really got to know the man. And I really pride myself on the students, what they've been able to accomplish. I live in a Bahamas today where I see those that I would have poured into when I was at a different space and place in my life, that they are now leaders in this country. Yeah. And I want to tell you, Jesus Christ said, I have food that you know not of. Mm-hmm. That was it. Because in those days, a Baptist preacher wearing a Roman collar all day, sweating in the sun, but it was done for me. Mm-hmm. I came from an Episcopal school. I came from St. John's. Mm-hmm. My son went to an Episcopal school. And so every day I went to high school, they were fully cleric preachers in cassocks and what's not. And I thought coming back home with these degrees in engineering and masters in business administration, information systems, I really thought we were going to get into manufacturing in the Bahamas and information systems were just taking off, that this was the cutting edge that we needed. Giving that back to another generation was really what I wanted to do.
I know that people have been very highly critical of the Christian Council sometimes, saying that they feel as though they don't get involved in some of the issues that they should get involved in, or you guys cherry pick when you want to send a statement, when you want to be outraged. Any response to that?
Wonderful, and I'm glad I'm here with you. Sonny, when you wanted to interview, did I ever send you a press, or did you call me on a matter?
I called you.
So I get beat with a stick because they don't know. I get coverage because the press would have called me, and they chose to give breath to a story. It wasn't. I could send you a press of the day saying we're going to do some wonderful things in terms of counseling and development, and they will make maybe the religious section on Thursday.
Right.
I don't disagree.
I know. I've been there for 9 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could have one reporter do a snippet, and the following day, every newspaper, every reporter will follow. I mean, I'm coming to the end of my career. How many times I said I wouldn't give you an exclusive?
But the question also is too then, are there issues that even if a reporter doesn't come to you and ask that
Go to our Facebook page. I have white papers.
Okay. That you felt like
Because never get any coverage.
No.
And then two, the giftedness of dealing with situations is the ability to get in the room. There's so many times I have grown to a point, and Levon knows this, that if you see me arguing in the press, it's because you're not listening in private.
Yeah.
Because I can get in the room.
Yeah.
The council can get in the room. But if you're not listening, and we're fighting for the soul of the country, all gloves off. So let's go to work. Let's do.
There are some people, though, that says that sometimes the council looks disjointed. As its president, I'm sure, as best as you can, you try to always be as impartial and removed from either your own personal views and etc. Right? But collectively, you represent a body of people who themselves do not all agree in a linear fashion. They broadly agree on a general theme that the country belongs to God and we should be governed by those. But when you get into those silos, you find that what it looks like for each member of this Christian community could be a variation. Do you think that maybe the council could have or should have done a bit more, broad brush consulting with the members of the Christian community, or even build a more robust public relations arm to be able to ward off things like people in the public saying that they only talk about gays, they only talk about gambling, etc.
What is the council? I want you to know churches didn't come together and form the council. The state formed the council. Why? Because they wanted one place so they could send us paper. So it wasn't always just talking in the press. And so if you wanted a UN position on the state of women in the development of society, you would send us the UN paper and say, what says the church? The most famous council position was Bishop Gomez's white paper in Parliament. People even don't remember that.
Right.
That's how the council operated. We never really was this organization where you ask us about the bicycle and ask us about the top and should they wear purple or should they wear green. We were never that organization. We were a group of churches that the government says once a month the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas would argue moral issues with. It was one place where you could hear this argument. What happens in the council is there's sometimes I get defeated in positions, and it's my job. I've become the face of it, but it doesn't necessarily mean I agree with it. I mean, many times you come to me personally and I said that I might not be in agreement with this, but what's my job? My job is to argue on behalf of the church. And so I try to do that to the best of my ability. Sometimes the competition or those who are pushing against me get so small-minded and get so personal, they could miss that you can maybe start a dialogue here. I remember going into meetings and people fussing me out and what's not. And one time I took the UN to say, stop. Why don't we find common ground and start working like that? And I try to tell people that's the best model. We won't disagree on everything. I guarantee it's something we agree with. That's how I lead. Let's find where we agree. The things we disagree with, sometimes we're going to agree to disagree.
Do you think the role of the Christian Council expanded over the years because it seems as though you had the air of the government and people felt as though, well, if these group of people who we didn't elect, we don't know these group of people, are having so much say in decisions in government that affect our everyday life, then maybe we should know how they feel about something before then?
I beg to differ. When it comes to government, and I'm on my way out, so I could say this,
now's the time.
They placate the church. they're not as, don't be fooled, they're not as in love with the Christian Council and its positions. I can tell you, I better be careful.
You have to just say it now. This is the show to say it on.
No, why I say that is, I remember being fussed out behind closed doors and wanting to see a report for someone to say, oh, the Christian Council didn't want it, so we didn't touch it. They did not want to do that.
And they pushed it.
They make us the bad guy.
You're like the whipping boy.
And it still goes on today.
Right.
Well, give you a case in point. There was a liquor legislation that was passed, changing the whole essence of bars. Well, you know where the church will stand. Well, you should know where the church will stand in regard to that. We were not consulted. We didn't have any meetings. But yet, when it was passed, well, the church wanted this. The church, what are we going to say? Are we going to sit back and say we didn't want it? This is a position that we want. So it makes us look more effective than we are.
Oh, but see, the general public wouldn't know that, because most of the times when there are controversial discussions that are being had, gaming, liquor, they automatically say we have to consult with the Christian Council.
Because they've lost some referendums. See, the one thing that happened to the council is we learned how to get better because we brought some of our best minds together. I remember, I could tell you there's a Christian everywhere. Some of the best legal minds, anything you could think about, I could find a lay reader, I could find someone in the church who I could ask, what is the learned position on this? I've had ministers of government come in cabinet and give us secret briefings on matters and like that. So we come out better prepared than the church of old. And then what else is happening is while you are paying for advertisement, while you're paying for speech, when the church is united, we are most effective.
That's the question I wanted to ask you next, Bishop. Has the church leveraged its constituency? You know, I think I saw some research just recently that said that the Baptists still accounts for the largest block of Christian believers in the country, followed closely by the Anglicans, and then, of course, the non-denominationals, which was interesting to me.
Which is very new.
But what that means, because, you know, historically, the voice of the Catholic Church and the voice of the Anglican Church were not necessarily counted as council viewers.
Gotcha.
And it was really the Baptist Church and the Brethren and those other people. That would mean that that voice that wasn't counted has shrunk, and the voice that is being counted has expanded. But is the Christian Church leveraging that constituency in such a way that bends or that sways the pendulum toward the whims of the church, which ultimately should create a better social situation in the country?
I think that's why Sandy said what she said. It has an appearance because they realize that between the church and the unions, you'll lose any election. And when the church is best, like I said, is when it's something of moral high ground that we are standing together on, then could you imagine every church, I could literally send an email today on something that everybody agrees with, and on Sunday morning, every pastor in the Commonwealth Bahamas would have something to say about it. Can a political rally do that? Can any social media do that? No. It is an audience where we can speak clearly, we could take our time and explain a position. So when it is that maybe there are those in social media, and you know, it took me a while to realize that there were people paid to attack me. I could give you, it took me a while when I found out some of the pseudonyms people write in the paper on me, because these were people who I held in high esteem, but every time I give an independence speech, or my bishop would have done better, and come to find out it's the same person telling me you're doing a good job, X, Y, Z. But you see, you've got to learn that some people are paid to attack you. I've had people in my office, they talk talking about positions. They came in my office. I decided that rather than us fussing about it, let's come and let's talk about it. When they were finished, someone stayed behind. He said, Rev, I was paid to attack you. I was paid to come after you. I've had people talk about my family, I had people pronounce me dead. That's the hard part of leadership in this country, that the dialogue gets low and in the gutter. And what they're trying to do is get you to get off message. You get angry. You might say something that is not untoward or not your character. And it is not easy, because these people will write every week. They have space. They have stations. They have platforms. And once they make up their mind that collectively we need to silence the Christian Council, Unfortunately, the name they want is Delton Fernander.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. You mentioned election, and he said constituency, so my mind automatically went there. Politics. Bishop Leish Boyd sent out a statement. I think it was today. It was like 18 pages long. It was very long. But most of the statement, the statement was about election, and just asking people to use their common sense and for it to be safe. But there also was a portion where he said that he felt, and I'm just summarizing, that the stage wasn't being used to talk about some of the issues that we really need to be talking about in this country. Have you been keeping up with this election and watching the rallies, and do you have that same opinion?
Rallies, and yes, and this is the beautiful thing about the council. I would have said the same thing at the press service, but when you have certain positions, you must use them for the good. And so he wrote a pastoral letter that all of us are saying the same thing. We've come too far for you not to use the right. But what we are trying to do is growth electoral in our pulpits and in our churches. What are the issues? Rather than a car, job, X, Y, Z, what are the things you want to see progress in your country? We are now at a place where there are things that we used to wrestle with, we don't wrestle with. What next? What should be the next thing? Remember when the dump used to be on the fire all the time? People even don't mention that. Remember when we have power outage all the time? What next? We have to progress, and it cannot be about me and my tribe. It cannot be about my pockets. It cannot be just about a job for me. Where is the nation going to be moved? And sometimes it takes the voice of those not everybody will listen to your voice. You have to learn that as a pastor. You have to learn that as a leader. I don't lead everybody, but I lead somebody.
What has the congregation been saying in response to that? What do you find, or what does the Christian Council find are the issues that your members keep bringing up? What are their
cost of living?
Cost of living. And you don't think that that's being talked about enough, specifically in terms of plans by these three?
We have reached a place where it's seemingly you don't have to put a plan to win an election. Jingles.
Sonny likes jingles.
Do you like jingles?
I do like PR at its
Yeah.
best. When last have we had real wrestling with positions and how can I was in college when we were talking about maybe, I'll give you something, so I'm an engineer, something very simple. Population growth in New Providence, the ability to use sand to make chips, it's the first ingredient needed to make microchips. We have it in abundance. We've given out, I'm sorry, be careful. We're doing bauxite, those kind of stuff. Why not find ourselves as industry at another level? Start thinking about, what makes New York special? It produces nothing, but it's the headquarters of everything. Let's start giving certain breaks like we give to hotels, destination status, to organizations. We're trying to drive our country to be forefront, which will spin off education. I mean, I've been around the table very long. I think people just see me as Christian Council, but I've served in a lot of capacity, been on boards, too many to number. But I remember sitting when we were talking about moving UB to Andrews.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have never even heard that.
No.
We were talking about building a whole and taking, we were talking about fast ferries to the island every day and all this, and the level of fishing taking it to the next point, and empowering young people in farming. And I sat there when we created BAMSI. Just Google my name. I was part of the initiation. I wasn't president of the Christian Council, but I do have something to offer in a technical environment other than degrees in preaching that I want to see our country move forward. And so it needs a prepared, those that are clergy, every sector and pillar of the society has to be prepared and has to be able to offer something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be boxed in. I always smile when people say, oh, just stick to that or just stick to this. But you don't know what I've been prepared to do.
So you just think, more should be done on the stage. It's just too much jingles and.
I don't even think if you need a stage. I mean, if you spent more time telling me where you can take me and spelling it out. Now we have a better educated electoral. So what used to work 30 years ago will not work today. That's why you find people are lethargic and they're not going out to vote and they're not interested in that kind of stuff because you're not hitting them where they're most interested. One leader used to call them the Taliban. Okay.
Bishop, you've done 9 years.
Yes, sir.
Every leader, though, before they take the seat, has a certain set of ideas, right? And then you get in the seat and you realize that either those ideas were ill-informed, under-informed, or not informed at all.
Yeah.
And so you come up with new ideas. And then, as you begin to set the curtain, you look back on those ideas and you realize which of them were practical and which simply weren't. Do you have a one thing you had wished you could do before you became the president, one thing you're happy you did as the president, and one of those things you probably just didn't get to, or this just isn't the time and you hope to see it in the future of presidents?
One of the things I had hoped to accomplish during my presidency was to have a full-scale database of what every church was doing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, so that I could push back on that argument that you're doing nothing.
Okay.
I really wish that I could never get the international funding and the buy-in from the churches to produce that kind of database, so that we could not duplicate our efforts. Because I used to say when I predominantly pastored in the ghetto, that you could have had lunch at Bishop Hampshire, you could have had breakfast at Bethel, you could get dinner, and these were all church mission at First Baptist, that these were all in the inner city, that if someone came to me and said, I'm hungry, Reverend, not only could I give you grocery, but I could tell you how you could eat every day. That we took on Stephen Dillett before there was a government breakfast program. I mean, how many people knew that churches were providing breakfast for students at Stephen Dillett? They were providing breakfast for students at many of the government schools. And during the Christian Council, we started to adopt schools. And so when issues and situations happened on campus, we were the first counselors. We were the people on campuses to pray with students, to guide them when school opened. Beyond coming to our churches for graduation, there was such a seamless relationship that you could point out a student that didn't have uniforms, students that didn't have, we gave scholarships, to nameless people. There's an MP running today that I sat on the board of Baines and Grandstand. This is how long I've been at this. I was pastoring. And we were just rolling out urban renewal, just rolling out. And he received one of the first scholarships to go to UB. From Baines and Grandstown Scholarship Bank, and it'll be up to him to tell you that story. But these are things you do without. This is what churches do. This is how we operate. When businesses come and go, when people come and go, when politicians come and go, there's always a church that God allows to remain a community and be that place of hope. So I always wanted that database to be there. And then what I've done is exactly what you've said. I've made it more ecumenical and not just one voice speaking to the state. And you catch that when I'm gone. Now, when I say that, because literally the Protestants really were seen as not being educated. I mean, you and I have spoken about this before, not being prepared. Done my very best. I have a son at Vanderbilt. I have a team of Baptist young people who are being trained at Ivy League. It was unheard of. Rochester. I mean, we are now producing young men and women who have a view of where we should be and how we should be, that it frustrates them. But they can bring a think tank to the Bahamas, and they bring thoughts that I haven't even thought about, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy making a platform for them to take the Bahamas to places I've never seen before.
We only have a few more minutes left. So for the people who don't know, what's next for you? Now that this chapter of your life is wrapping up, what's next?
I am excited to lead Baptists in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm humbled because I would not be Christian Council President if it wasn't the Baptists of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And I thought if anybody I owed my time to, beyond my family, beyond my family, it should be to the denomination that grew me up, prepared me, gave me wings, allowed me, and I'm humbled to be the 12th president, and I'm really going to give them all. And then those that guard the national heritage of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, I can't tell you. And it's a catch-22. I'm there, and like I said about teaching, I remember walking in OPM, and I wasn't Christian Council President yet, and this young man hollered, General Salute. And so I'm looking at the door expecting the Prime Minister. He said, "No, Reverend Fernandez, this is for you." And I said, "Sir?" I said, you got me confused. He said, you put me out of school. You expelled me from high school. But he said, Reverend Fernander, I never forgot what you told me. You are better than this, and I expect great things out of you. I had to teach him that there were consequences to action, but I also had to help him realize that you were bright enough, you were good enough to make a difference in this country. I get to go to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and I see students I've taught. That is amazing. They're now rates, senior officers. And I am really humble. It's like coming back again and doing it for another generation.
Oh, you have those amazing students, and then there's leaving.
Don't say it.
He can tell you.
I'm just saying, when he brags about the students, your name didn't come up.
Of course.
I do.
You don't want to say it just because he's
No,
here.
he knows this. You have, as a teacher, as someone in education, you go and you say this to your student, this is what you should do every day. I see a student, I go to the bank, I sit on board, so I'm on the research committee. Doctor's doing a presentation on the research he's doing. Yes, I have a degree, I have an earned PhD, so I could sit on these boards. And so I'm sitting there, and they said, well, Reverend Fernander will start with the first question. She said, Reverend Fernander, who put all that beating on me? And I was so embarrassed. I said, but I wanted you to know. I said, now I got to question you, but I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You are making a difference coming out of the Bahamas. Now, if you want to see a proud person, you should have seen that student, because that's what makes life worth living.
I think he can tell you with the jingle playing that I didn't require the lectures or the beatings.
I don't understand it, because I want to lecture and beat you every day. And so I don't understand how he didn't. But thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure.
I look forward to your time as chaplain down there. You know, those are my friends.
I know you.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us. We have things to give away, and we have much more conversation right after the break.
Bring your brand into focus and make your impact on the nation. Go all in with the Impact Bundle, featuring live liners and an in-studio interview. Prefer targeted reach? Audio plus digital delivers radio and digital placements. Or be seen with our television bundle with 20 TV ads across broadcast and streaming. Call 4-666-173. Eye on the Nation.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Hedges, you know, you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also
say. Well, I don't even know what red basket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
spice it up with what we got.
2, 3, and 4. Good luck!
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Imagine an event where entry is as effortless as a wristband scan. Calling all businesses and event organizers because selling tickets has never been smoother. With Canoe, effortlessly sell tickets online and accept payments via debit cards, credit cards, Canoe wallet, or even Sand dollars. From payment links to QR codes, track your sales digitally, making event organization a phenomenal experience. And that's not all. Canoe is giving you more. If you're offering food, drinks, or must-have merchandise at your event, Canoe takes it to the next level. Customers can seamlessly pay using wristbands, QR codes, or their Canoe digital wallet. No more long lines, no more waits. Just happy customers and a boost in sales. With Canoe, your event becomes a breeze. Cashless, worry-free, and simply unforgettable.
Hello, welcome back to Iron. You gonna be okay?
I don't know. I feel energized now. You know why I feel energized.
It's called fiending, is what it's called. Welcome back to Eye on the Nation. I'm leaving Miller.
I'm Sandy Brown, and thank you guys for sticking with us. We do have things we're going to give away today. We have lots of things. I don't know why I even would spread them out in the front here like this, knowing that we have
move
to...
the script so we could see it.
Move what?
That. Ta-da! Things abound.
So one of the things is... So apparently the Defense Force is having a family fun day and stakeout. And so we have stakeout tickets.
Yeah.
Now, while I'm very appreciative of anything that involves food, and I love me some good steak, what happened to the chicken and the fish and the pork, man?
Listen, you let not your heart be troubled. Do you believe?
I believe.
Good stuff. Well, if you believe, I've been instructed by Force Chief Petty Officer Anya Rule to make sure that we just give out things.
And we have so many of these.
Yeah, she said, and when we run out, just
get some more.
Call her.
So if anybody is interested in some stakeout tickets, it's literally steak. So the steak is corn, baked potato, and roll.
Well, you can't want more than that.
The fun day is May 2nd from 12 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, and isn't it on board Coral Harbor? That's where it is?
Yes. So we have these to give away, and then we also have
from the Auntie Pia's Pointe collection.
From Auntie Pia, so we have the builders, the 21st Century Hardware and Building Supply. What do you call these?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me today?
Don't worry about it.
We have these back for $150.
So we definitely want to see if we could hit a couple of YouTubers.
Yes.
We want a couple from GG.
Yes.
Right? And then we just giving out things. So if you can't get some building, we must could give you one steak.
Someone say the best food. Say the steak is beat. I've never had it, but someone say the Defense must have the best steak.
Every year. The steak's so succulent, you don't need teeth to eat it.
Well, according to you, babies don't have teeth. So somebody called me on that today, say, why you keep saying babies don't have side tooth? I said, it was Levin who said that, it wasn't me.
It's true. So, like the side teeth all got caught up in the rapture.
So we have these tickets. These tickets are worth $15 each, and you got a steak dinner.
Yeah.
For free. That's
Courtesy of Eye on the Nation. Y'all keep listening to them other people on them other radio stations. They don't give y'all nothing.
And then we also have these $150.
Courtesy of the Birthday Bash segment.
Yes.
Brought to you by Auntie Pia, who's gonna be the MP for where after this next general election?
Oh, geez, I forget what it's. Oh. You gotta say it.
How are you supposed to ask the people?
I can't remember.
Well, I understand we're changing the name of the constituency from Golden Gates to Pia Gates.
Oh, I never heard that. But anyway, so we have stuff to give away. We're going to tell y'all how we're going to give those away in a second. But we did promise you that we were going to have some highlights from
the pictures of the people who made the declarations, and the declarations are being listed as incomplete or something like that?
Yes, I think, I don't know if you have to ask the producer if he has those, but I do think that they were sent. He says no, so send them to him while we catch up on the PLP highlights, so then they'll be ready for after that.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. So we do want to talk a little bit about declarations, but we also want to do some highlights from the PLP's rally last night, as well as, did he put in Rick Fox?
You don't just love Ricky?
You know, there was a very weird video of him. Now, I didn't hear this rumor. I don't know if he made it up. I don't know. Did you hear something that he had passed away or that something had happened to him?
No.
Well, he posted a video saying, I'm alive and I'm well, and, you know, no matter what they do to me, and I was like,
keep doing something to Rick.
And this is what is bothering me, because he posted a whole video again saying, you know, he heard rumors that he had passed away or somebody had done something to him. It was very weird. And so he did one of those.
How did they say he died?
He did one of those front face videos again.
How did they say he died?
I don't know how
was
they
it
said.
From using the kind of products you might find on a boat that is owned by a wife and
we
husband?
have the video. I sent it. I don't know if... Do we have the video in the back there? No. Okay. I did send it. But with him pretty much saying this, but I just want to know, I just want to go back to you again, Rick, and implore you to please...
Oh, we're doing big time.
If you are saying
We ain't just
that
asking them no
people
more.
are trying to do something to you...
Could you tell us their name?
Go, one, tell us, so we could be like, leave Rick alone.
Yeah.
Go to Shanta.
Call Shanta.
Why you keep going to social media?
One thing with Shanta does answer her phone, and what Shanta number is?
But we also have another video from
Tell him
him
what Shanta number is. He don't know.
calling the PLP demons. You know, can we skip him for right now? Y'all know every time we start talking with him, I start to get annoyed. Let's go to the PLP highlights. We can come back to him. So the PLP did have a rally last night, and I did see some photos from it, and
the Jamaicans say that they lock off the road.
you know how you made an impact with the numbers?
Yeah.
When you wake up the next morning and all the statuses is numbers don't equal votes.
Yeah.
Just because all the
Yeah.
people saying just because the people there don't mean they voting. That's how you know.
Yeah. That and
Plenty
when they
people-
say it's a hologram.
Plenty people was out there.
Yeah. You know what else is very interesting? And I think I sent something earlier, but I'm not sure if it's in the lineup. It's amazing how someone so old appears to be, you know, igniting a passion in people so young. Philip Davis, like, Brave is very old, you know, like he's not a young man at all. But somehow young people everywhere just have this affinity towards him. Like, I don't know what it is. Even as you go through social media, right? Like, he's the eldest person on the ticket for sure. But everybody has a little message they want to do something with Brave. Oh, Brave, watch this, Brave. Like, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how is he making that connection?
Well, I guess we'll see. So we do have a clip from him from the rally last night. So let's play that.
I ain't gonna call no names, because you know how some of these big-time people like to cry. And when you point out how weak they are as a candidate, they say you're bullying them. But all the nastiness they say about me and the PLP, they're the ones who's crying, not us. But I gotta ask you, what kind of junkanoo dancing was that? People asked me if he had issues, but I didn't know what to say. But y'all don't be too rough on him. He still got a lot to learn. He's just a first-time voter. But first-time voter or not, he's in the race.
So this is, I think, why he would be resonating with the younger people, because he's saying little funny things. It was a little cute. You know, he didn't call Rick name, but we all know by the things that he was saying that he was implying Rick Fox, and that he was saying, give him a break. This is the first time he voting. He's a first-time voter. He don't know how it goes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, you know, he's saying little things here and there. I don't know. Maybe that's why. So that was one of the things from the rally last night. We do have other clips as well. What is happening? So Wayne Monroe also spoke on the rally stage last night. And of course, you know, he had to talk about immigration because immigration is the hot button topic. And the FNM had a whole press conference on it, and the COI going live every day talking about immigration. And so he had to answer. So this is what Wayne Monroe had to say about immigration and the PLP's record.
Tell you what we did there too. We deported a record number of illegal migrants. We actually demolished 17 families. We actually strengthened maritime, aerial, and terrestrial patrols. We installed coastal radars. We expanded surveillance. And we commissioned new fast interceptor boats for the defense force. We have raided harbor for the illegal networks operating this company. That's the record of your PLP.
I don't know why the audio was so bad on that, but he was talking about repatriations and sending people back and capturing people in the record of the PLP when it comes to immigration. But honestly, I feel like Wayne could talk until his head explodes. But I think people just don't. I think people don't believe the PLP when it comes to the immigration matters anymore.
Well, what he did say last night was that, hey, on the issue of shanty towns, they talked about it. We actually broke them down. On the issue of immigration toughness, we were the ones that deported 13,000 immigrants. On the issue of the passports, we are the ones that have people before the courts. And this whole thing was every single claim that they levy against us, we have basically what we were saying earlier. There is an active thing happening that you could clearly see that says that what you're saying about us isn't indeed factual.
But when you have information that spreads like wildfire in terms of, for example, the stories that people are saying that they have a bunch of Haitian migrants who they've brought in just to vote for the election. People actually believe that. Right. And then you have things like that being said from a rally stage, because I think Rick Fox said that he had heard that a bunch of them was supposed to be voting in his constituency.
298 of them.
Or something. People believe that. And so the problem with misinformation when it spreads like that is people believe that, and no matter what you say, they're not going to believe anything that you say.
How do you remove that from their minds, though? If none less than the Minister of National Security is saying, listen, on the issue of police, we hire 700 of them. On the issue of defense force officers, we hire 580 of them. On the issue of prison officers and immigration officers, we somewhere around 660 of them. So they can't say we letting the place them run down. On the issue of cars, here's what we've spent. On the issue of deportation, here's how many we've deported. On the issue of shanty towns, here's how many we broke down. What he is in fact doing is providing the numbers. How then can you tell me that somebody on a rally stage that just throwing information in the air, right, is somehow gaining more traction than somebody who's saying, no, go check the actual documents, here is what has happened.
All I'm saying is, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Misinformation spreads faster, and no matter how they try to clear it up, unfortunately, that is going to be something that is going to continue to spread until this election is done. The issue of immigration is always going to continue to come up.
And you know, they say never, ever, ever let facts or details get in the way of a good storytelling.
Oh, well. Well, I'll tell you this story. Sebastian didn't answer Lincoln when it came to his 4-hour press conference on Sunday, but he put little drops, little hints of things in his speech at the rally stage yesterday. And so let's play what he said.
The next general election is just weeks away. And you know what that means. The noise will get louder than it's ever been. This is the season where people compete for our attention, compete for our emotions. And this is the season when everything is extra sensationalized. And too often it becomes personal instead of purposeful. But I came here tonight to tell you one thing. Don't get distracted. And I've learned something in life. God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes what you're running from, you end up running right back into. So tonight, I stand ready. And just as Isaiah 54:17 says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. For telling is going higher, whether they like it or not, baby. For telling is doing the program. Now to your feet. Now make well. We choose the program. The progressive everybody. Do strike. Now to your feet. Now make well. We choose the program. The progressive everybody. Do strike.
You gotta give it to Sabas. He's cut
learned
text like
fast.
a Baptist preacher.
He learned fast. He learned
Take
about
me to the book of Isaiah.
He learned about the shouting and the stuff very fast.
Chapter 54.
It was like the majority of the
Yeah.
speech was like normal, and
All
then
you
like
need
at
is
the
a
end it
keyboard
was
player.
like you got to rile.
No weapon. He need a little keyboard player in the background.
But you know, I'm very disappointed because usually they do have those at the PLP rallies. So whoever the DJs be
Yeah.
in the middle of, you
Yeah,
had them
yeah,
playing the
yeah,
little music
yeah.
in the middle of. Come on, man, yo, fire the DJ.
He say, listen, I don't care what they say. May 12, by hook or by crook, Fort Charlotte going higher. Isn't that something?
You know what? I just have to mention this very quickly because y'all know I do monitor the comments before we go back to this. And they have a big row in the comments because this one lady is saying that she only come on the show to get things. And we don't never give her things.
Okay.
And how it's not a real show and it's a fake show.
Yeah, you feel real to me.
I think we're real.
Yeah.
But one thing I could say, I love our nationers. I love the people who was row for us,
Yeah.
and we don't have to row because
Yeah.
they doing it for
They
us.
cut us short as twice one is two.
I mean, they answering her. Be respectful.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But I mean, I just
I love
love
that.
that we don't see her there.
Wow.
She's very
Carla
upset.
Cooper.
And Clara.
That's Clara Cooper.
Yeah, I think she's very mad at us because she says she keep trying to get things and we don't ever give her nothing and it's a
You
fake
want,
show.
you want some vinegar?
Or some salt because she seemed very salty. I'm just saying,
Oh,
come
boy.
on, we more about
Let me
just
put
also.
Charlotte back.
I don't understand why people. We must have to stop giving out things because people feel like
No,
they're
no, this show
entitled.
is a big time giving away show. What you talking about?
Like they entitled to, you know.
I shall not be dissuaded by, what's she name, Clara?
Clara.
That don't even sound like nobody you listen to.
Anyway, stop calling her name. She say.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She say, stop calling my name.
What she said?
Put the comment up with
for?
She say, stop calling her name.
From you and go live with my grandma.
Anyway.
Clara, stop calling out her name, man. Clara.
Anyway, if you don't want your comments to be read, then don't comment on our live.
Boom, shaka, laka, 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 laka. How you like that?
It's a live stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. There she is again.
At least you know it's real, because I could curse you out in real time.
We're not cursing anybody out.
Yes, I could say Clara.
Anyway, we're going back to the show. I just wanted to say that.
Heel get hard. And every time you go to the little gal who scrape your foot, she charge you $10 extra.
I just don't understand. If you don't like us, then why you here?
And may every time you put on slippers, may the left side or the outside of your heel continue to touch the ground.
I look at this messy one. Why you keep putting up her comments on the screen? After she already say leave her alone. But anyway, so we have to hold on. Sorry. So we coming to y'all, the YouTubers, because y'all came to our defense. So I coming to look for y'all who was defending us, and we giving y'all things today just for that.
And the PSA, give it up, give it up. The
so we
PSA, we can't run out of these.
We coming for y'all. We giving y'all things because I appreciate how y'all have our back. But anyway, continue.
I was telling you about how Brave so old, but Brave keep continuing to attract people that are so young.
Okay.
And a lot of times, right, because I hear the position of the bishop, I also thought that Bishop Fernander's position was, very, but they continue to say that these rallies offer nothing. But what, I think I heard Apostle Wells say the other day that if you're going to be in leadership, one of the things that you have to be is inspiring. And he talked about how Moses took the people through the desert, right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that except you could inspire the people to march with Egypt. And so when I see young people just being involved in the process, it excites me because the leader of the Progressive Liberal Party isn't, he doesn't fit the bill of, young and energizing. So here's what I saw.
Okay. You see what she said to you?
They could see I from my English then. Yeah, they could slap Livune, but I bet you one thing, they wasn't full of that with Joyce Grandboy.
You're so messy to put that up on the screen.
The boys in the PLB shirt. Yeah.
PLB, all the way. What are we gonna go do? Pray up, hire me. Hire me. I won't be on this campaign. Scared off, scared.
Yeah,
some. We the local PLB, you just making sure you already ready for, progress.
You ready?
That's some. Tell you need to vote for the Progressive Liberal Party.
I can't vote out here anyway, so.
Man. You can't vote. Everybody get you a complimentary yard too.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about in business. Progress.
Then we start playing.
And isn't it just amazing? Like, so they hear two random boys, they got some PLB paraphernalia, and they just want to be a part of the process. You say, Brave, make sure you hire me to be on the campaign trail now, because I out here campaigning. They don't even look like they could vote. But it's just so exciting to see young men in particular just wanting to be engaged. And so when I saw there was some person, I want to call him a Neanderthal, who was a grown man, a whole grown man with a beard, was on the news talking foolishness, but me vote, you'll never see it. After Jeff Kasef Monopoly says
you cannot get mad at people for not wanting to vote. I feel like I've had so many conversations with people and saying, man, at least register, at least do this, because a lot of people feel as though you get the same old with both parties, right? Which is why I think a lot of people want to give the COI a chance. And what I keep telling people is be careful. I think when you are so desperate for change, I think that you accept anything, right? So you're just so tired of one and you're so tired of the next that you accept anything, and sometimes different isn't better. And that's something that I keep telling people. But I do feel like
that's not like I tell the woman.
It's a valid. I'm ignoring you.
Find a better man.
It's a valid point, because people do get frustrated when they feel as though there's really no big difference between the two parties.
Yeah, but I feel like there was a whole lot of fanfare. Some things are ignorance, and you have to call them ignorance, because there are people that fought, sweat, bled, died for the ability to participate. The reason you cherish the vote and make it so sick, if that's the case, if it don't matter, then all this whole fraud passport, fraud voters card, we could throw if it don't matter, we could throw the whole argument out the window, because it don't matter. The reason it matters is because men in button-up suits flew on a plane to England and say, Your Majesty, could we please have our own country? And in order for that country to exist, there must be a participatory effort by the entire population. So I don't even know why they interviewed you. They should have cut that out.
Sorry, I try to focus, but y'all producers are the messiest producers in the world. I'm not even reading that. I saw what was said. I have no comment. Okay? And for those of you in the comments on YouTube, y'all know exactly what our messy producers just put on this screen. And I say it, and I don't want even to see it because he messy. But you ready to start giving some stuff away?
Yes.
All right, let's start giving some stuff away, because I want to change the conversation that's happening on the YouTube channel, because it went left very far, very, 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 very fast.
I think it's enough to do this job.
No, y'all, and you know what? Let's leave her alone, okay? I think some people are just they are who they are. That's all I'm going to say. But I do feel like y'all have to realize that just how y'all attack us, like we people too.
I somebody good grandson. What you talking about?
I just saying, like y'all just.
The people in the house I live in love me,
Yeah, and you can't just put things out there after you done been mean to someone and expect them to take it back.
Yeah.
I agree. You mean to me, I mean to you. I ain't Michelle Obama. I don't go higher, I go lower.
Yeah.
But I'm trying right now to be decent. So we're going to give things away.
Yeah.
I see y'all laughing in the back there. And she don't have no ear.
You know.
Stop! Anyway.
She's trying to
Could
go
you
back
stop?
with nothing.
Could you stop?
Because it hit me in my
All
head.
right, so we're going to start with our YouTubers who have been so kind to us. And YouTube has been with us even though we ignored them for like 3 weeks because I didn't know they was there.
They ain't never move.
Y'all never, and y'all
pick a
stayed
random
with
three
us.
people and give them some steak. They ain't
all
never
right.
move. We love them.
So, Cash Durrell,
Give us
you
your
have
real
been
name.
there. You were defending us. So, Cash Durrell, what is your real name? And you could come and pick up your stakeout tickets.
Now,
all right.
Let's give Cash Durrell, but I want to say this now because I want to make sure people participate in the process. To pick up your thing, you got to bring your ID.
Okay, yes,
The
you have to
ID
bring
we
your
want
ID.
you to bring?
Oh, sorry, a photo card.
Yes. Because and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I ran into a 20-year-old woman the other day. She live in a house, her and 5 adults. None of them register. She say she ain't never register because her mommy never show her how to register. Her mommy say, I ain't registering because I ain't gonna change nothing. The 20-year-old could say to me, well, what's the benefit of having a voter's card anyhow? Well, I can't tell you that, but I'll tell you one thing. If you want to win things off eye on the nation, you need a voter's card.
Well, Darrell Cash, is it he or she? I'm so sorry. Darrell Cash has a voter's card. Darelle Cash. So leave it as a message for you. I mean, y'all gotta at some point stop being messy producers.
Yeah.
You want to go high?
Yes.
You want to go higher? Read the message. Do you want to go higher or are we staying low? I vote for low, but you could go high.
I can get a chance to get from around me. She said, give us something. Yeah, I can give you a chance to come from around me. That's the only thing.
We're gonna come back with the rest of the names and give us some more stuff when we come back.
She ain't got no leg, but she was laughing in my mouth. She told us she's trying to go back without no hand.
I ain't even laughing at that. Could we just hurry up, go to the break before it gets worse, please?
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Foreign commercial banks have been closing across our islands. For thousands of Bahamians, our country's post office savings banks are a lifeline, providing safe and secure banking. But Michael Pintard says,
we will abolish the bank through the post office system.
That's a risk Bahamians can't afford. That's why the Prime Minister is making post office savings banks stronger to protect Bahamian families and small businesses who rely on them.
Imagine an event where entry is as effortless as a wristband scan. Calling all businesses and event organizers because selling tickets has never been smoother. With Canoe, effortlessly sell tickets online and accept payments via debit cards, credit cards, Canoe wallet, or even Sand dollars. From payment links to QR codes, track your sales digitally, making event organization a phenomenal experience. And that's not all. Canoe is giving you more. If you're offering food, drinks, or must-have merchandise at your event, Canoe takes it to the next level. Customers can seamlessly pay using wristbands, QR codes, or their Canoe digital wallet. No more long lines, no more waits. Just happy customers and a boost in sales. With Canoe, your event becomes a breeze. Cashless, worry-free, and simply unforgettable.
Bring your brand into focus and make your impact on the nation. Go all in with the Impact Bundle, featuring live liners and an in-studio interview. Prefer targeted reach? Audio plus digital delivers radio and digital placements. Or be seen with our television bundle with 20 TV ads across broadcast and streaming. Call 4-666-173 Eye on the Nation.
It's time for Quick Draw. Get out your tickets now. We're playing Quick 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
Welcome back to Eye on the Nation.
Say it loud like that.
I didn't even know we was back. Y'all, I've been trying hard to try and separate things so we could give everybody stuff. So,
we gotta put like a big red light.
So Sarah Colley 1438 says her window is frozen in place and she needs to replace it. So Sarah, we're gonna give you.
Sarah got voter's card.
Sarah, please tell me you have a voter's card, because that's the only way that we could give you something is if you say you have a voter's card. So, and tell me what your real name is, Sarah, please.
Yeah.
But she said her window is frozen in place. This is Sarah Colley 1438. We on YouTube now, and then we're gonna go back.
Yeah.
We also giving things to Facebook, and then we're gonna give things to callers.
Okay.
All right.
We got a little something for everybody today.
Now Lynette, you got a little break. Give us a little break. Sorry.
Who? What happened to Lynette?
I think Lynette just won, and she's kind of trying to tell her to give us a little break. Is there anything else that you want to talk about really quickly?
We also had. Yes, I want.
Yes, Darrell Cash. But I'm trying to tell Sarah Colley
if there are a couple of the people. Put up the. Are you gonna be okay? Put up the people whose declarations are being considered non-declared. There they are. So you see, in the case of the Mount Moriah seat, Mikhail Barnaby, $1.5 million. Marvin Dames, $1.7 million. But Linda Stubbs is listed as unlisted. And then there is one that is interesting to me.
Okay.
Obi Roberts, $3.4 million. Denelly Penn Mackey, $1.9 million. Kirk Farrington, $466,000. But the incumbent, the Reverend Leroy Major, unlisted.
What does unlisted mean?
That is interesting because here is what the Parliamentary Registration Act says, right? Section 36 of the Parliamentary Registration Act says each person seeking nomination as a candidate for any constituency shall be nominated by a separate nomination paper which shall be in Form C in the second schedule and shall be subscribed by not less than 5 persons registered as voters in that constituency and shall be delivered by the intending candidate himself or by one of the said subscribers to the returning officer of the constituency. So he need to follow the form, he need to put 5 people from the constituency on it, and then him or one of the 5 people who name show up on this thing must bring the form.
Okay. What didn't he complete that has him unlisted?
This is what I'm trying to figure out because depending on which one of these steps he missed, that would make his declaration invalid. Because remember now, the job of the returning officer is only to accept the money and to give you a receipt. That's his only job. It isn't to fetch your form or any of that other stuff. When your stuff is submitted to the parliamentary commissioner gazettes it, and then we decide who has declared what. So it says a person shall not be validly nominated unless there is delivered to the returning officer at the place And within the time for the delivery of a nomination paper, a declaration of qualification signed by that person in the presence of a justice of the peace or a notary public, which is made, listen, and dated on a day not more than 90 days before the nomination. Then that means that you have to have your declaration certified.
Bring us back, yeah.
So either his declaration didn't have the 5 people on it, wasn't certified, and if that is the case, then I think the argument can be made by any one of those other 3 people there that his nomination should be rescinded, that the $300 should be reimbursed
for
the nomination, and that his name should not, or the $400,
yeah,
and that his name should not appear on the ballot.
This is what my question is. How many of these, what do they call them, unlisted, do we have?
I think it was about 6.
And does that mean that their nomination is now null and void if they didn't fill out all of this stuff?
According to the law, see, the fact that the law spells out a prescription means that if you go contrary to the prescription, then your application or your nomination should be considered invalid according to what I'm reading here in the law.
Okay, so my question then also is, because I think the first one that we saw come up, that one you said was Leroy Major, who's the independent, who was the PLP's candidate for that area and is no more. But one of those that was up had a COI that also was unlisted.
The others are all COI.
Oh, the others are all COI.
Which would then bring me to my other very interesting point, that here the leader of the COI is kicking the door off the hinge by T.G. Glover, right? Rather than making history and ensuring that for the first time in as long as I could recall,
that all of
a third party has nominated all of the candidates for all of the seats.
Well, they didn't, because remember the Michael guy was an accolade.
Yeah, but we find that out by happenstance.
Yeah.
I'm talking about here you had candidates that presented themselves, that obviously had their forms. You know they had the form because their name appears. That obviously got to the place in the prescribed time. We know that because their name appears. But now it is saying that their declaration is unlisted. If the declaration is unlisted, then the question becomes, which one of these things in the law did they offend?
Okay. Well, I guess that's something that maybe we need to do some more research on.
Yeah.
Or maybe contact someone from the Parliamentary Commissioner's office who could explain to us what does this mean. Because I don't understand what unlisted means. I don't remember seeing that in any other time, in any other election. So maybe that is something that we have to check on, but it is very curious to know.
So I do want to read section 4 because I think this is interesting. It says, where it comes to the attention of the Parliamentary Commissioner, see, because Michael Pinto had them in the news.
Read it. You with your ADHD doing
No, I'm saying when there are actual credible things that they could be putting on a press conference for.
Okay.
Where it comes to the attention of the Parliamentary Commissioner, the same one they want fire, that any person has been nominated as a candidate in contravention of section 3, the Parliamentary Commissioner shall by notice publish in the Gazette cancellation of the nomination of such a person in any constituency to be selected by such person if he so desires, or failing such selection by the Parliamentary Commissioner for the purpose of ensuring that the requirements of the subsection are complied with as far as within him lies, and the publication of such a notice shall operate to cancel forthwith the candidature of such person in said constituency.
Yeah.
That means if your declaration was improperly done, the Parliamentary Commissioner could say, Sonny, you did one run in Southern Shores X.
Hey, this is my Kalani Matters book boy.
Here your $400 is. You're going to need that to buy a little bit of beer to cool your passion off anyway.
Like I said, I assume that that's something that we could do some more research. And someone in the comments said, no, they can still run in the election. I don't know how. I don't.
Well, I tell you what the act say.
Okay, well, this is an area that I'm ignorant in, so I don't want to have comment on something that I don't have more information on. So maybe we can get some more information on it and come back.
Sure.
So let's just go back to giving people things because a lot happening. Yes, to the question that y'all asked on the screen just now. So Sarah Cawley is the winner of the 21st Century $150.
That's the one with the stuck window?
Yes.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes you just have to jump through the window.
Yes. Okay,
and we
so
want to make sure Sarah could get out the window.
Now we have 2 more things that we're going to give to YouTube. 2 more stakeout tickets, what they say is the most delicious steak in the world.
Yeah, it's so soft, you don't even need teeth to eat.
All right, so how do you want me to pick?
Could we give it to a man who wants to carry his pair of soft hands out and has a voter's card? If you have a pair of soft hands that you want to take, when the date is?
Jesus. Sorry. I'm trying to read the comments and listen to you at the same time. This is the 2nd of May between 12 and 5.
Perfect. You could tell her, honey, don't book nothing for the 2nd of May, baby. I feel like taking you places. And then you could take her all the way to Coral Harbor. You could turn
I'm trying to see if I could find a man's name in these, but all of these look very much so like women.
Just say, comment, I as a
Breon
man.
Murphy, but I feel like
Breon Murphy won the...
we gave Breon something before. Breon, we got to give it to somebody else.
Things the last time.
Someone say, watch Clara say she's a man. I'm tired of y'all today. Clara wants to know if she won anything.
Who's Clara?
The lady who told you she's going to slap you.
Who else?
I'm asking.
Tell Clara I want her to hold on to God's and
She
James
said,
in
please
hand.
bless her with some steaks.
All right, give Clara one steak. See, I'm such a compassionate man.
Now, Clara, you
Clara,
have to.
Clara, have any voters card?
No, now I want to say this now, Clara. You have to be nicer, okay? We don't reward bullying, okay? So our producer said no.
You know, once Castro said.
Our producer said no.
See, Clara, Clara, I had given you.
Clara came and said we're not a real show, and she coming off the live, and she didn't like the show, and that's how the whole thing started.
Oh boy.
What the people say give it to her.
Give it to Clara.
All right.
Give it to
we can give. Okay, Clara. They say it's an okay. All right. We're gonna Clara.
She have any voters card?
I want you to look at your producer.
Clara have any voters card?
Producer said absolutely not. So we have another. Clara said yes, she have a voters card.
Oh boy.
Someone say I's a man. Try hard, don't give nothing to Clara. Keith Lightborn.
Keith Lightborn.
527 is a man.
Yeah.
Keith, is that your real name? Is that your real name?
If he can't, he's so fancy.
No, because you cannot give the woman one and then turn around and give Keith two.
Yeah, but the reason I give the woman one is because the woman going looking for man. I send in Keith with the woman. He can need to buy a steak for her and for him.
Yeah, but I told her, okay, so then you're going to have to give a steak from somewhere else. Give me that, because I told them that we were doing that. You cannot just change the rules after I done say something.
Keith, I just
so anyway, Keith, we're going to give you, someone said give it to her. She's a nice person. She wasn't nice to us.
She wasn't nice to me.
If you could look at this producer face right now, Keith, we're going to give you two. Is that your real name, and do you have a voter's card? He said yes.
Good stuff. Keith, come
so these
with
two
your voters
are
card.
for Keith, two for Keith. And so we have one more winner. I'm going to give it to, she says she's sorry.
She's sorry. Does she mean it?
Producer?
With a whole heart.
Producer, she says she's sorry.
There you have it. Give the woman the steak. Clara, on behalf of the Kama.
She's sorry.
You know what listen.
You know what, Clara?
Oh,
Clara,
on
we're
behalf
going to give
of
you
the
the last
commander of
steak,
the
okay?
Defense Force.
You apologize. That takes a lot.
Yeah.
All right? So we're going to give
And
this
that's all
one
the
to Clara.
evidence
Clara, is that your real name?
Man, you can't make up a name like Clara.
No, I mean the last name.
Oh.
Is it Clara Cooper? I just want to make sure. Clara, do you have a voter's card?
She said yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, so those are the YouTube ones that are finished, but we have more stuff that we're going to be giving out through the rest of the week.
Here.
So we're going to have more stuff, okay? But thank you guys so much. So now it's time to go to Facebook. All right, so Facebook, someone wants to know if you are running as an independent presently. Not that I know of.
I had registered to run as an FNA, but they told me, Levan, you don't need to nominate for that. Just go there and volunteer to be a FNA. So from today forward, would you volunteer with me?
Absolutely not.
We can't be FNAs together.
All right, so now we're going to go to Facebook. So we're going to give some stuff away to Facebook. We soft hand in Facebook too?
Naturally.
All right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to give the 21st century one to a soft hand on Facebook.
Yeah.
A man who have a woman who house he have to fix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to give this one out to any man on Facebook who need to fix a window or a door or a roof. I mean, as you should.
Well,
You shouldn't be living in no house with me and my roof leaking.
I make it rain, miss. I was the wake. What you mean?
Calfred Clark say he
Clark.
building now.
What are you building? Calfred is
Must he house?
You could be building a doggos. Calfred, what you building?
Calfred say he building. He building. So Calfred.
All right,
Calfred Clark. Is that your real name? I wouldn't think you make up a name.
Yeah, you really can't make up. That's like making up Spurgeon.
Let me
if your name's
split
Spurgeon,
these
that's
up.
your real
These
name.
are YouTube. This is the first Facebook. All right, and we have two
And you
stakeout
make
tickets.
sure these people know. So the stakeout tickets are courtesy of the stakeout committee led by Force Chief Petty Officer Anya Roll.
Thank you, Anya.
And Force Chief Petty Officer Charlotte Howard. They call themselves the
Women?
Twin Tower.
I love me some good
They
women
call
who
themselves the
give away
Twin
things.
Tower.
See why I love these women? Thank you guys so
$100,
much.
please.
See why I like, thank you guys very much. What's their names? Anya and
Charlotte.
And Charlotte. What's their
Force Chief Petty
Force
Officer.
Chief Petty Officer. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for the tickets.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So, Cal, what do you mean,
Anastasia Sherman Dorset.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to give you a stakeout ticket.
Yeah.
And Stacy Smith say if I should call and sing, yes.
Stacy Smith?
Because you offered, now I want you to call and sing. Give us the number.
323-7775. Stacy says she wants to sing. Jesus.
She
698.
says she wants to sing for a stakeout ticket.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Stacy? Come sing to my heart's desire. 323-7775, 698-0775.
All right, so who's the other name that I call somebody's name? Somebody's
And
name
the
for
building
this.
supplies are courtesy of who?
Auntie Pia. Auntie Pia and her birthday. Sorry, man. I'm trying to read. It was Anastasia Sherman Dorset.
And they tell me the only thing that was bigger than Pia Birthday Bash is the PLP. Wasn't that wonderful that they went by the Lil San Stadium? You know how many Bahamians have never been
The
in
soccer stadium, you mean?
That's the San Stadium.
It's called a soccer stadium.
It does it have sand in it?
It's called a soccer
But I
stadium.
couldn't tell it had sand in it because that little gal was hopping up in the sand. Sabas must see touch it, you know. Hello, caller.
Hello, hi.
Stacy, you calling to sing?
Yeah, I'm calling for the stakeout ticket.
You calling for the stakeout ticket? But
Well, we ain't open.
Yeah,
We
that's
was
fine.
waiting on Stacy, but that's the stakeout
we
ticket.
thought you was Stacy. You ain't Stacy.
No, I ain't Stacy. No, fake.
No problem.
All right, no problem. What's the name? Hold the line. And
My producer can take your name and your number. These are courtesy of the Stakeout Committee, led by Force Chief Petty Officer Anya.
Stacy wants to know what the number is.
323-7775. Stacy, hold the line, caller. Producer can take your name and your number.
All right, so
this Uncle Stakeout ticket.
That's from the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see.
Stacy, we holding this steak for you to sing for me now.
We would like to give Family out those things, but are you going to be in Nassau to get the
It would be
stakeout
really,
ticket?
really interesting to buy a plane ticket to come pick up a stakeout ticket.
We would like to, but I mean, you know, oh, sorry, I won't be able to enjoy the stakeout ticket. Okay, Anastasia, next time. So we're going to give it to someone else. Tanya Benaby say, Anya rhymes with Tanya, so I should get it.
Listen, Tanya, and that is how you negotiate a deal.
Tanya
I couldn't
Benaby.
think of nothing better.
Tanya Benaby, so you get a stakeout ticket. That's
Just
the
like that.
Facebook winner stakeout
And when
ticket.
you go, you make sure you ask for Anya.
So Tanya rhyme with Anya. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Sounds like a reason to win to
All
me.
right, so that's for Tanya. We have a call on the line. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hi, caller.
Hello.
Stacy?
No, this is Deborah. This is my first time calling.
Hey, Deborah. How you doing?
I'm good.
Deborah, you say you're a first-time caller?
Yes, my first
You
time
just watch this
calling.
show every day?
I listen to y'all every day. Not a day go by.
Deborah, where you live?
Well, I live out east.
Why are you so deep
I
in
just
this
want to know
woman
what
business?
she was from. Deborah, you don't worry about nothing. For you calling here, your first time, I given Deborah building supply. Deborah, you have your roof with a leak?
Well, my roof won't leak, but I could still use it.
Deborah, be it unto you according to your faith shall be right now. Deborah, you got a voter's card?
Yes, sir.
You speed to the station and pick this up, all right?
Pull those. I can't reach those.
All right.
All right.
Hello.
See ya. Hi.
Hold on, Deborah want to say something else. Deborah, want to say something?
You said I can come and pick up.
You could come now if you want.
Oh. What time
Stacy
y'all
is
close?
on the line.
What time we close? I don't know. I don't be here till they close. But if you don't come today, you could come tomorrow. They'll be at the front desk.
Definitely.
Don't forget the
Make
time.
sure come. Bring your voter's card.
Write
Yes,
the
sir,
Tanya
I
under
will.
the Facebook
Thank
thing.
you
And
so
what,
much.
you,
Keep
hold
up
on,
the
hold
good
on. You
show.
give us your name. What's your name is?
For me?
What's your name is?
Deborah.
Deborah
Smith.
what?
Smith.
Deborah Smith.
Yes.
All right.
There's the one that says Anya rhymes with Tanya. Can
Thank
you send
you.
me? No
Okay.
problem. Can you send me your real name again, please? I lost it in the chat.
Deborah Smith. Deborah says she's a new caller here. What's happening there?
No, the Anya rhymes with Tanya or Tanya rhymes with Rania. Anya person.
Yeah.
Could you send your name again in the chat, please? I lost it. That was the lady who won the stakeout ticket. Sorry.
I know.
Caller on the line. My mind went completely blank just now. Hi, caller.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
Stacy.
Yeah, this is she.
Oh,
Stacey.
Stacy.
Sing me happy, Stacy.
Now,
What you got for me?
Stacy says she
All
wants
right,
to
I'm
sing.
gonna listen. I usually get paid big money to do this.
Okay.
But,
Let's see what
I'm
you can
gonna
do
sing
for
an
us.
original song for my ticket.
Okay.
It's called Mental Slavery.
Mental slavery. Well, would you look at this? Go ahead, Stacy. Let me see what you got.
What have we done to each other? Oh, we're living like black crabs in a cage. We don't want to see each other prosper. No, 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 but God don't want out them wicked them ways.
What are you listening to?
I sing, oh,
Wave.
yeah. Oh, while we're living in mental slavery.
Oh, yeah.
They take the shackles off our feet and they put it on our minds.
Hi.
All right. That's
All
enough.
right,
That's enough.
Stacy. All right, you got it. So, Stacy, we're going to give you a building. You want a stakeout or you want a building? Do you want steak?
I want a stakeout. I want a stakeout.
All right.
I'm building nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm building nothing. All right. So, that's for you. Stacy, hold the line so you can give them your real name, please.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful voice.
All right, thank
There
you.
was a lady whose name I called on here, Siente Sweeting, who says she was building.
Is she named Siente?
I hope I pronounced
Is
that
that
right.
like DSA Siente? Ocho? Nueve?
Siente Sweeting.
Yeah.
Someone said it's the ADHD. I was trying to figure out why he was doing this. It wasn't.
Aye, the mental slavery.
Could y'all write
they
Tanya?
Take the chain off our leg and they put them
Tanya Benaby.
Aye. You don't just feel like a slave? It's fantastic. Wow.
Tanya rhymes with Anya.
Yeah.
She won a stakeout ticket as well from Facebook. I think her name is Tanya
I
Benaby.
love when Bahamian man do that to their daughter.
What? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all caught that? Tanya, yeah, there it is. Okay, and
What's
then
Tanya name?
Siente. Oh Lord, I hope I pronounced that
Ocho
right.
no baby.
Could you stop? She building. So Siente Sweeting. This is for you. All right?
Yeah.
Those are the ones we haven't given away yet, right? We are running out of time.
Come.
Someone say, okay,
Golden Gates, these last
Trinishka McPhee lives in Golden Gates.
Trinishka, well, how you know what I was going to ask?
Well, she said,
Do you
I
also
live
know
in
what
Golden
the
Gates.
Trinishka, do you also know what the Powerball number
And
is
she
gonna
said she's trying to progress on a house, so I'd be grateful for the 21st century gift certificate.
What's she name?
Trinishka.
Trinishka, courtesy of Auntie Pia. You come now and be recognized.
All right.
Who else? Golden Gates, come in quickly. Come in quickly. I feel Golden Gates as I just sit here, just.
We only
coming up
have a couple
strongly
more
on me.
minutes left. Whatever
Yeah.
don't go, we just will have to give away tomorrow.
Now hold on. Take me back to the names and me make sure we ain't over giving away. What all we got here? 1, 2, 3. Go down. 4. Scroll the names for me.
No, we still missing one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How much things we got there? 1.
We still missing one.
Hold on, look. 1, 2,
There's
3,
8.
4, 5. That's it.
Yeah, no, I'm a name from there.
Oh.
Siente. I just gave her one of these.
Siente. Siente, what's your name?
Sweeting.
Siente Sweeting. And now we get
From-
the Golden Gates Poison just now, right?
Yes. What was that name that I called?
I don't know. Golden Gates Poison.
Oh, jeez. There's so much going on. I feel like I'm losing it.
And the producer said a woman named Shantae. They don't know what you're talking about.
What that is?
Don't worry about that.
It's Shantae Sweeting?
I don't know. What you want me to do? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. She could have corrected me. I'm so sorry.
Oh boy. What the woman name?
That's Shantae. Oh, yes. Yes. It spells Sean like
That's Sean
our
daughter.
daddy. Yeah.
That's Sean daughter.
I am so sorry, Sean.
Sean, you all stop doing this to your daughter, man.
Sean, you could have told me I was
You
pronouncing
and
it wrong.
Ivan, because Ivan is here. I don't know why they keep doing this.
All right.
All right, what our friend from Golden Gates name?
Jesus.
3237775 while Sandy run hot. Hello, caller.
I just asked you.
Hey, caller.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey.
How are you?
I good.
The Golden Gates person gone.
How are you, sir?
I good. You want a Mistake ticket? You want to sound like you know what you want? Okay, let's take another call. 323-7775.
Man, I can't find the Golden Gates person anymore.
Producer, see if you can find the... Hello, caller.
Hey, Levan.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Man, I doing good.
I'm just calling to see if any more tickets.
Man, you want a Mistake ticket?
Who was...
Yeah, I'll accept that.
You got back teeth?
Jesus Christ.
All of them.
Good stuff. Well, listen, just you bring your back teeth down here. You got voters card?
Yes, I do.
I only want to know if you have teeth. You ain't gonna need to eat this steak. This steak's so soft. Man, listen, butter ain't got nothing on this.
I hear you. I hear you.
Man, I need building supplies.
I have...
who the woman in the background is?
I don't know what's happening. But I miss was it Trinishka?
Now, what I can do for him
was
is...
it Trinishka McPhee?
I could hear he got a woman, so I can
Was
give him
that
two
her?
tickets. Uncle.
Yes, sir.
You make sure... You don't tell me. You make sure you care that woman. Now, you can't duck her on May 2nd because she know you got two tickets.
All right.
So, May 2nd, baby, you go with him to get steak. You tell Force Chief Petty Officer Anya Roll what a wonderful job they're doing with the stakeout thing down there. Hold the line, my producer can take your name and number. Get the number, producer.
Luann Sands.
She from Golden Gates.
Is going to get builders... What is this? 21st Century Building from Auntie
I think you
Pia.
only have one more, though. Because I
have one right here.
I think you keep picking that one up and putting it back down.
No.
This is why
this is for the one, I cannot remember her name. The first lady who said she was from...
Golden Gates.
Golden Gates.
Right.
I cannot remember her name. That's who this is for. And then this one is for Luann Sands. I don't know who those are for in your hand.
These are for people from Golden Gates. Golden Gates people, come now and be recognized. Hello, caller. You from Golden Gates? Hey.
Man, who was the first lady's name that I called? We need a better system.
Hello?
Yeah, I from Golden Heights.
That boy, that was so close. You almost went.
But listen, man, I really need some supply, man. I bet you ain't there.
What kind of things you need?
I need some supplies, some building supplies.
From Golden Isles, you talk to Darren?
Man, I can't catch up with him, man. I don't need to listen to you every day, man. You gotta work with me, man.
You had a jingle.
Johnny, please let Ivan work with me.
Ivan, work with him, man.
All right. Give the producer your name and your number, and you go and you tell everybody from Golden Gates how wonderful Auntie Pia was to you from Golden Isles, all right?
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
There you are.
All right.
All right. That's it. That's the end of that.
Yeah, we can't do
Hold
this
the line,
like
the
this
producer
no
can
more.
take your name and your number. I tell you, all we have is things to give away. We don't run out.
Bye.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Bring your brand into focus and make your impact on the nation. Go all in with the Impact Bundle, featuring live liners and an in-studio interview. Prefer targeted reach? Audio plus digital delivers radio and digital placements. Or be seen with our television bundle with 20 TV ads across broadcast and streaming. Call 4-666-173. Eye on the Nation.
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We